All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. Hope you guys are doing well. All right, sorry for the delay in videos. I just want to let you guys know, in the end of this video, I'm going to post my business student, Mateus, sent me a really nice, like 2-minute video thanking me for kind of the start of this MTG Business University thing I'm doing. I think there's now 14 students, only 11 slots remain. That's the most I'm going to take. 25 students. I think that's all I'm going to handle for now. It's a lot of work. I mean, really exciting. A lot of great things happening with it. So for those of you interested, the link will be below on my Patreon account. It's only $69.99 a month. And it's also a tax write-off because you're getting knowledge and investing in your business itself. So it is deductible, tax deductible. All right, so this video was actually brought by Mateus today. We were talking about negotiating an MTG collection. He was interested in investing some Magic the Gathering revised dual lands, but this guy from Spain had various other cards, some newer cards, some older cards, but a large lot of cards. I think he wanted, I think around over 10,000 euro or something for the collection. But obviously Mateus's interest is some of the reserve list cards and dual lands primarily. So I advised him that, hey, I'll just do a video because it makes more sense. There's a lot to learn. So this video is all about negotiations, how to begin, how to kind of get it going, how to move forward with it and follow up and close the deal. All right, so there's a lot to this. First things first, if you are interested in doing a collection, let's start out in initiating a conversation. This usually is for me, it's usually by asking the person's telephone number or Skype to have a conversation on the phone. Main reason why I do that is because, well, I'm more outgoing, right? I tend to be more, I tend to be more effective, in my opinion, by talking on the phone and kind of seeing where the guy is, right? I'm also old-fashioned, so I like to kind of get a grips of, is this person for real? It also saves a lot of time because when you're on the phone with someone or on Skype or whatever, you're able to really hear a lot of their tones, if that makes sense. Email and text, especially text, doesn't translate well. You often don't understand. You don't know if you have a deal. On the phone or in person is obviously the best. On the phone is the initial call. You get to see if this person is for real. And you also they get to see you and see that you're for real, right? And of course you're for real because you're looking to invest money into these cards. So the first thing you do is to email and say, hey, look, I'd like to set up a call and talk more about your collection. What is the best phone number or the best email, the best time to call you? Two things. Phone number, time. That's all you leave it as. Short and simple. Do not, warning, do not go talk about price. Don't talk about anything else. Don't talk about, you're better than this, or you can buy this, or you got this cash, or you got this fancy, haircut. No one cares. No one cares about your Magic story. When they're the seller and the buyer situation, it's all about money. It's about investing. Keep it short and simple. Email to ask, a phone call or Skype. I want to talk to you. Now, you can tell if the person's from out of the country. So if I'm in the United States and their email is .de, I think that's Germany, and like Switzerland is CH, right? So you can see, like Australia is AU, right? So you can see different emails depending on where they're at. Another thing, always do your research. Try to put that person's name. If they're not on Facebook, they're on some other channel. If it's just email, try to put their name on actual Facebook. Try to research what they're doing. If they're on groups, see if they've already tried to sell stuff, how active they are. Why do you do that? Well, you want to see if there's people already, if they've already offered their collection online, which they probably have, and people aren't buying it. And if they're not buying it, you have more information. More information is power. That's the key. Always understanding, what is out there, information. Now, understand, I'm not talking about you're selling your collection, guys. I'm talking about negotiating because you're looking to buy. This is only buying, strictly buying, okay? All right, so after you get a contact, you're probably going to get contact 9 times out of 10, easily you're going to contact, right? They'll give you their information. If they are afraid to give you their phone number or whatever, that means that they're hiding something. I don't even care who it is. I don't care if you're talking to Tom Brady, okay? Because he's in Tampa Bay right now doing nothing, all right? Right now, I want you to understand, no phone number, no Skype means they probably are hiding something, or they probably don't know who you are, which is okay. That part you can understand and say, well, let's conversate in email. But you eventually always want to get right to the phone call. All right, so after you, let's assume you're able to get to the phone and you talk to them. But some of you might say, well, Dan, I'm just the email guy. Okay, fine. Okay, so we'll take it 2 ways. We'll do email. Let's say assume that you guys do some emailing. I don't like it, but let's just go to, assuming. If you're just doing the email route first, but you will have to talk to them to close the deal. I'm just going to let you know. It will have to happen. Then you're just going to have to ask questions straight up. Like, let's say they're selling, in Mateus' situation, a guy has a 10,000 euro collection. But Mateus really just wants 1,000 euro possibly of that collection of revised dual lands. First question to ask is, are you breaking up this collection? I'm interested in some of the cards, not all of them. If the guy just says flat out no, then obviously you know the answer, right? Another thing you could ask is also condition questions, right? You might as well put it all in one email. Oftentimes people write an email saying, how many cards do you have? What's the condition? Next email. What's the condition? Next question. How much do you want? Next question. How does shipping work? Next question. Do you take this? Dude, seriously, just ask it all in one email. In fact, here's a trick, pro tip. Put it in a Word document template that's kind of like, in a way you can not be manufactured like a robot, but you could basically customize basically as, your own type of wording. So you can say, dear blah, and then write some generic stuff. And then in the bottom you say, thank you again for the opportunity, Mateus, right? Cheers, Mateus. But then have the body as something you are customizing. That's something that I do quite a bit. But I don't use templates anymore because honestly, I find myself calling on the phone more often. All right, so next, after you write that initial email, you get some dialogue. Let's assume the seller is looking to actually talk to you and sell you the items. This is the age-old battle in figuring out what you as the buyer want to get as low as possible. The seller just wants it as high as possible. Okay, first scenario. If the seller just wants to say, well, look, I want this price. I want this price. That's it. Let's say he says 1,000 euros for these dual lands. Okay. I'm not going to go through what kind of dual lands. Let's just explain. Let's just kind of go through negotiations. Okay. You're like, okay. So what you do is before you answer the question, you say, okay, do you mind if I just do some research? Is that okay? Sure. And then what you do is you say, hey, look, if it's an item that you're really interested in, meaning that it obviously sounds like a great deal already, meaning like, let's say the value of 1,000 euro, let's say it's already worth 2,000 in your head or something like that, even 1,500, but they're quality cards, whatever, right? Then you would want to ask this question. Very important. That sounds really, really good. I just got to crunch numbers. Do you mind if we have give me the opportunity to basically, give me 24 hours to make a decision and you hold those cards for me? That's important. You're not going to put any money down as the buyer. You want to make sure that you actually are leveraging the time. Why? Number one, if the collection is very good, right, and it's really strong, and you have a relationship with vendors, they're going to give you the opportunity within 24 hours. If they fight back and say, well, I'll give you 12 hours, take it. 12 hours is ridiculous. You should take less than an hour or 20 minutes to calculate if it's a great deal. If it's a great deal and you do your research again on TCG Player, eBay, completed auctions, that's the best, right? Completed auctions, not buy nows are fine too. You can also go on Facebook groups, see what people are asking. You could ask me, you could ask other people, other resources. Don't publish it publicly, for the love of God. This is a horrible thing. People like to always ask, dude, how much is this artwork worth? What do you think it's worth? What do you think this card's worth? What do you think this is worth? And then they publicly post it on Facebook. That's not going to work. Why? Well, nine times out of 10, the seller's probably going to be like, I just saw my items, the pictures you used on your Facebook, or I heard it from some other person. Magic community is small. Trust me, it's going to happen. Then you're going to have to explain, and it's going to be a lost deal. I'm telling you, it's a bad situation. So do not do that. Very, very, very important. Do not do that. The best way to go is to do like a silent assassin mode, right? Do your research silently, right? Make your moves, your contacts, talk to trusted sources. Do not, for the love of God, post it online, post it on Instagram, Twitter. It's not a conversation. It's not a YouTube thing. You do it yourself. Do your research. All right. So after you run the numbers, you run the margins, and it looks good, right? Then you instantly say, hey, look, I'll make you an offer. Now, you buy the deal. Here's the trick. If the guy's at €1,000, let's say, and the guy seems desperate. This is the important part. Let's back up to the important part. If you're at a point where, before you even do business, this is why the phone works. Try to engage on the phone about their personal life, story of magic. Become a friend. And it's true. You want to be a relationship person. You want to build a relationship where they trust you, that you're not just some random guy who's going to bulk out a deal. And I'm not saying, hey, look, say I'm a collector or investor, they're going to give you a better deal. That's not what it is. I'm saying that you need to build a relationship so you can feel where they are. Even ask them, what's the provenance? What's the authenticity, right? Provenance, the story behind this collection. Tell me about yourself as a player, right? You want to understand these things because there's a lot of people out there who are fraudulent, who sell reback cards, counterfeit cards. You have to understand, if it's just like, oh, I got this card from a friend. A friend? What? Like, what friend? From third grade? What? Details. You want to make sure that I give you enough details where it sparks that like confidence that, man, A, I'm buying a real, authentic collection. 2, it's not stolen, for the love of God, right? And 3, they're not going to flake on the deal and just walk away. All right. So let's say you strike a deal, or they want €1,000. You have an option here as a buyer. You could and be like, let's just call the guy John. John, I'm Mateus here. John, I'm on the phone now also. John, I really, really like this collection, but running my margins, running my numbers, can we do $850? Okay. John's probably going to look at you like, well, if John gives you the answer like, Mateus, I'm firm on that. I can't do any lower. That's good. That's a firm answer, right? If he goes, well, 900, then green light. You're like, you have an option here, right? He's willing to bargain. And there's a reason why. 900, right? Versus you want 850, €50. If it's that close, that must mean, in my sense, that it's so close that he would probably take the 850, right? In the sense that you could go back to him and say, well, I'll give you 850. I'll pay you right now. And you have no question. But that's going to be my best offer. You could do that if you calculate it and be like, dude, these cards are 1,500, 2,000 euro right now. Easily, right? If his margins are too little, if the margins are like $200 euro or €100 profit and just do some work, I don't know. You're probably going to have to go 850 for sure, right? But obviously, any deal, you can always attempt to try to get better. And it's okay to do that. Now, your delivery on how I do it is very important. You don't want to be coming across as, well, you don't want to do that. You don't want to stutter, right? You want to be effective. You want to be straightforward and be upfront, honest. Say, hey, look, I like to be here. And there's no explanation. You don't have to say, well, I want to make more money. Obviously, you want to make more money. Oh, you have to say, well, I lost my job. No, don't say that. Just say, it does all bull crap. Just say straightforward, say, hey, look, will you go this price? And I can pay you right now. Make it attractive. Pay the person instantly. And then as soon as you do it, honor your word. Next tip, honor your word always. As a buyer and as a seller, but in this case, the buyer, you say you're going to do it within the next 5 minutes, you do it. Or do it on the phone when they are talking. Say, hey, I'm going to type it in right now, pay it right now. All right? So next, we're going to talk about payment and issues about that. All right, guys. So, sorry about that. I had to move the camera because my son is knocking it over. All right. Next thing to do is, let's say you agree to the deal. Before you make payment, I want you to make sure one important thing. In writing, text message is fine, I guess. Preferably Facebook Messenger. That's another thing. You want to add them as a Facebook friend. That's another reason why you want Facebook. Facebook keeps every single thing that you've ever written. Now, it's a little annoying. You have to search through it all. But email is fine. I like Facebook too. Both is great. Doesn't matter. You want to make sure that you have a deal and you want to know the terms. So write it out. Just say, do we have a deal for this item at this terms that, this type of thing. Yes. Okay, great. Assuming it's all set. Remember, now we're at a really interesting point. In this particular case, the seller might want €1,000 PayPal friends and family, or wire transfer, personal check or whatever, right? I'm not sure how it works in Europe. Let's say you're in Europe. Or you just might want cash, right? This is really important. If you are unsure if this seller is a legitimate seller and such, you're probably going to have to get a written statement saying these are not stolen, these are not fraudulent items, and you have him sign it, right? And then he does that. That's an extra step. It's annoying as hell, and I wouldn't do it normally because I usually deal with people that I could trust and understand, and a lot of people want cash. That's the problem with deals. There's always this thing where you're buying deals in cash, right? Either way, though, for accounting and taxes, you have to have something in writing, where it has the person's signature, a video that you made, something that say, hey, I agree to this, these are not stolen, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. Just make sure you have something. Because if for accounting and taxes, you actually have to go back and put on your inventory ledger. Again, back to the financial ledger we're doing for the MTG business students. You have to have this in your ledger that this collection was purchased on this date for this price. Now, you're probably like saying, Dan, I don't want to list 1,000 items if it's a 1,000 card auction or a listing. Damn right. I don't want to do it either, and nor will you. You want to list just the name, the person, the collection, reference the top 5 items if it's that big of a collection, right? Just be specific. And then what you do, really important, is you get a plastic bin from Costco or whatever, and you have a label, like a label that you can put. And you can put the name of the collection, the date, and have the piece of paper that he signed, the invoice, if you pay by PayPal, regular, or friends and family, it's fine, and put it in a plastic bin. Plastic bins are archival in the sense that there's no acid, there's no box. You don't want it as a box. You want to be able to see through it what you're having, right? It's also a good thing because you can actually store it really well, right? Another good thing. So let's say you're able to pay it, meet the terms. Now, if the seller is being like, dude, I want a down payment now or you're not going to get the deal, no. Do not pay a down payment without getting any type of response that there's a deal. It makes no sense. Because let's say you delay a payment. Let's say your funds are tied up for like 10 days, right? You say, hey, look, I can pay you in 10 days. Do we have a deal? Now, in that case, the seller could ask you, hey, I want to give a deposit, right? I need a 20% deposit. Pretty normal, right? Non-refundable deposit. And learn this, guys. I'll be talking this from a seller standpoint next time. That part is okay if you're asking for a longer extension of time. However, be very careful. Some sellers may steal your money and walk away. And this is the art of getting their information. Be upfront to ask the seller for their name, email, address. Talk to them on the phone, the stupid phone, the thing that you guys never do, right? But you have to do it. It's necessary to engage with customers and vendors, right? In this case, you're talking to a vendor. Now, I like to close the deal in person. That's why I travel so much. I've bought numerous deals. It's an infinity amount. I can't even tell you how many deals I've done where it doesn't matter how small or big. That in person is the most effective way. You're going to shake their hand. Well, I guess in the Corona thing, you're going to have to do an invisible high five, right? But I think you have to understand, this is where you can engage. You can buy them a drink, you can buy them dinner, buy them lunch. You can play some craps if you're in Vegas. You can talk about their lives. You can go to a dance club. I mean, you can watch a movie together, play golf together, entertainment together. This is where you can make more money. This is why. The reason why I think I achieve higher deals isn't because I'm better looking than Rudy. The most important thing is that, that's true. The most important thing is that I engage and I spend time with my customers. I got some of the best compliments from my customers. They say, you know what, Dan? I've dealt with so many different people, but when I deal with you, it's an experience. I know, it's an annoying, my wife just laughed, she's like, it's her birthday, by the way, everybody. Happy birthday to Rachel. Happy birthday to Rachel. Happy birthday to Rachel. Happy birthday to you. So I just sit there. It was an experience. Some of you post in the comments and say, are you on drugs? Yes, I am. I know I'm not on drugs. Listen to me. It's important to be memorable. What I'm saying is do your own personality. You can be the corporate business guy, fine. Or you can be the guy who works with every personality. I've worked with every personality. I can handle guys like Rudy. I can handle guys like Open Boosters. I can handle guys who are like Brian Weissman. Oh, for the love of God. Brian Weissman. Jeez, that guy always beats me every single time. But remember, you do things with people. You play games with people, whatever. Not just because, hey, you know, they're going to buy from me. You do it because you also love the community. You can engage with them, right? But they remember you. They'll contact you, right? And this is where the money is. If you understand relationships and how to build that relationship, the follow-up, everything, they will remember you and give you more business. You're probably asking, well, what does that mean, Dan? Am I going to send them a mailer and give them a birthday card? No. What I'm saying is you develop a profile list, as I've been saying to every Magic student that I have, and to you guys also. Develop profile lists of every customer. This is what corporate America has, what they call Salesforce.com. Or banking world, they have profile lists so bankers can call what you have invested in, right? Think about it. This is not a new subject. You have to develop a sales funnel. It's Sales 101. Sales 101. So after you do all that sales funnel, all that kind of stuff, right? Then you can start developing relationship. They'll, you know, if they want to sell their collection more, let's say they want to buy. A lot of people that sell out are like, dude, I made a mistake. I want to buy. Talk to them about that. Why are you selling? How can we help and do business together? There is something I will go over later on called the broker scenario. The broker deal is where you put no money down, you sell to the person, and you've never put any money. You're just in the middle making the profit, aligning the seller and the buyer together, and you get the difference, right? A deal might cost you only $2,000. You've already sold it for $5,000. You've already made $3,000, and you didn't put $1 on it. I will explain to you that in a larger video, but that is the most amazing technique, right? That's something that requires a lot of skill, or a lot of relationships, and it will only happen because of relationships. All right, guys, so Mateus, I hope you learned something out of the video. Everybody out there, I hope you learned something. There's a lot of information on this one, but remember, the most important thing to doing a deal, you're not always going to win every deal. Do not feel bad that, hey, I didn't get this deal. Well, I suck. No, you don't suck, okay? Everybody likes dealing with other people. I think other people I've dealt with, I mean, there's vendors who've come to me and said, well, Dan, you know, I sold to this guy because I've known that guy for years. Does it hurt my feelings? No. It's tough skin. In business, you have to have tough skin. It's like being married. You got to have tough skin. Having a relationship, tough skin. I've been with my wife for 7 years. You got to have tough skin. That's what I'm saying. Today's her birthday. She's looking at me, staring at me. You know, my wife looks like Sharon Stone. You know, that's what she looks like. All right, guys, so listen. All bullshit aside, I hope you guys have a great day. Learn something in the video. Comment below. Sign up for my class. There's only 11 slots left. That's all I got. Experience, baby. Experience the pleasure of DJing.
Vintage Magic. Game, collect, invest. For more information about our consulting and professional services, visit vintagemagic.com.
Hey Dan, it's me Matias. I'm here in my studio. This is the place where I work in my home. Well, I just wanted to say thank you for the video. I have enjoyed a lot. This morning, the first thing I've done is watch the video on my bed as a little boy. But now I have returned to watch the video because I wanted to write all the tips that you have told about, because there are a lot of tips, a lot of information. It was a very long video, but and also you have to say me that you have a lot of problems with with your kids. I don't know, but I think that you have cut the video for 4 or 5 times. I don't know, but look, there is a lot of information. I'm very excited. Your little boy. There's a lot of information. I'm really excited to start working on this. Now I have time. I know that I have to work with my things first. It's the most important thing if I want to invest in Magic. But well, I think that now I can learn a lot of things together with all the stuff we are doing. I think the most important thing also is be motivated. The passion that you talk in another videos. I think I feel that I have that passion because I think that I started thinking about it 2 months ago, and during this time I have worked a lot, watching videos, watching prices, watching on eBay, talking with people that has a lot of knowledge about Magic. So well, thank you so much for putting me as an example for your video. I hope that other people that watch your videos have learned something. For me, I have learned a lot. I have a lot of work. Okay, just this. Okay, thank you for so much for all what are you doing, and talk soon. Ciao, ciao.
Hey everyone, it's Daniel Chang with VintageMagic.com. In this video, I want to run through our consultation service on VintageMagic.com. So what's really exciting to me about the consultation process is meeting you. I've met so many incredible people in the Magic the Gathering industry all over the world, and this consultation process is the key part to a successful working relationship. Getting hold of me is very simple. You could call or email me. We'll talk more about your needs. From all that information I gather in our call, typically about an hour long, I'm going to determine the best solution for you. So because we have such a suite of services that we offer, I'm going to sit down with a follow-up call, and then we're going to go off and determine what the best path is. I have experience in handling conversations in regards to large collections of artwork, sets of cards, either if it's graded or ungraded, raw cards. I also have dealt with collections with lots of misprints and oddities. Altered cards, sketch cards, and artist proofs are also one of my specialties. My experience in Magic Gathering has gone to any level of collecting you may have. I look forward to working with you.
Vintage Magic. Game, collect, invest. For more information about our consulting and professional services, visit vintagemagic.com.